Right? Let me say this to you. You gotta be able to sit down at the table and talk to your brother. You ain't gotta like me. You ain't gotta like me. But check this one in. You gotta be God in heart.
That's right.
I know there's some people I may not like in here, but check this one in. I'm so much who I am that if you call out, yo, God, we need you over here, but just go over here. I may not break the way I'll be God break God too far to set the message out. And it has something to do with this nation. So and I'm something here to listen. Not just like the God said, I'm here just to talk and I'm only here just to listen. We here to build. This is the universal prophet. And this, we come here, right? Because let me say something. We already know microscopically, man, that the devil already do things in the atmosphere to cause separation. I don't need that to come from us all. Because we teach about adding on, right? We teach about adding on and multiplying. We don't subtract and divide.
That's right.
We don't do that. That's real. And know your lessons. What do I mean by that? I don't just necessarily mean because you can quote the lesson. That's the three things I teach in my class. Retaining, eternalizing, and then also live out. That's what 5% does. Right? That's how he or she is able to do what they do. Because I know how to apply the mathematics. But when it comes to me internalizing, I have to learn also, man, that it's not to stop running your mouth, but showing and proving the reality of what you said. One of our models also is a man or a woman is judged by their what? Works in their deeds. Where you work at. Listen, man, we here to build, but let me say something to you also. There's some lands in the corner real cold and warm, and some very soon to change. But when I say cold and warm, I was told, I'm not wasting out this. But I was told largely by a lot of gods and the demons. And by cold, I don't mean cold, I don't like you. Like Sincere told me, cold, like he told me to go on Savior one day, because I want that just like food in the refrigerator to be frozen in your mind, that you deserve. You'll never forget that. Why is that important? Because I know now what comes mental comes physical. Yeah, peace to you, big brother. I said he knew, better pay a visit to his mom. We talk, know who your family is in. Don't let people just walk the street. What's your name? Where you from? Right. You know what I mean? We're here to the Universal Parliament. What's the Parliament? The Parliament is for the righteous gathering of our the 5%. Right? Manifested by Almighty God to come here, man, and to enhance our nation's growth. One nation business started at the wisdom hour. Open up the parliament. Yeah. And make the knowledge born. Yeah, we deal with Congress and business. Yes, and you're going to have issues. We're going to speak passionately. And let me say something, you get up here, let your business be wild. You have to speak passionately and then curse, and then use it in the next breath. Oh, the crazy curse is one person who don't got to, that came on with that. Yeah. Be wild. Wisdom means the ability to be able to discern when to say and do a thing and when not to. Malcolm said, man, a man who got the confidence use vulgarity is one who lacks the intelligent words to put in place. The world watching right now. You got this man, I got people go right outside, go back to the block, take it down here, you know, no offense. Because they looking. The 5% is coming back to their parliament, right? They see what's going on. I'm not here to browbeat nobody. Like the God said, it's about what you do. What you do need to do is stop. And everything's real. That's not no Pennsylvania. But we here to live, wisdom born. We want to make that, we want to make born to the minds of the people, right, how to be successful. That's the day to be. The reason why I speak on that premise, because I went to prison so many times, repeatedly. A young God said to me, yo God, I didn't know you was Musa. I said, Musa, he said, yeah, you keep running back to the mountains with them white folk, like you want to back then or something. Wow. Right there. That ain't God me. Right? And so here you go. So how do you come out? You be among the successful. Who's successful? Who's out here? Whether they be here, who has a proven track record? You want to be among them. Dope fiends hang with dope fiends. Cops hang with cops. The true and living hang with the true and living. So we pay a visit to the mind of the people that's here. But we are here in this auditorium right now to discuss business. No question. Let me say something to you too on the note of the law school. When you get time, check this one. Go to the law school. Where Hashim at? Hashim, there you go. Big hand, Hashim. Right there. He put a picture up. There's a school in there. There's a picture of 7 down in the 60s. Then, when you go a little further, there's a picture of Malcolm pointing from what would be the state office building, and across the street from him is the bar and what would be the law school area. Right? Then you have a picture of Barry Doppler in the law talking. Then you have a picture later of firstborn Prince. Right? Standing what would be the lot base. Right? Now, in this development of this school, right? I'm talking about on his face and everything else for that matter. There's been development. Right? Let me say something to you. I mean, God kindly told me when I was coming around, he said, listen, God, when you show ownership of this property, right, clean up this money. Right? 1, 2, right? This is during the time when no one wanted to buy. No one wanted the other side. He took 21, 22 is ours. Right? So we took adverse possession is because we took ownership of that and no one was coming, I'm bidding for this, I'm bidding. That's our property. But you have to act like it's yours. That's always been the truth. When God says SOS, yeah, I'm taking SOS when you come in. I'm not telling you can't come in and sit down, but this ain't the honeycomb hideout either. Come peace, how you doing, sit down, and whatever. You know, and right, because you put back the world, I don't have to come with a camera. All I have to do is walk past you. The first impression is the last one, unfortunately. It don't necessarily mean that that's what it is, but you know, you don't want to give that type of impression. I wholeheartedly agree. But I'm gonna say this to you. Really, I know when you build with a building, you destroy the seed. Let me drop that in. What that means? That means I build not only here, but abroad. Again, you can't come and tell me I'm going to the atmosphere. Right? Oh, listen, man, they come to do this, man. They said that you and this dude don't want to do this, so don't open the school. That's what they said, guys. They sure did. Don't worry to the atmosphere. And I'm going to do it subtly. Right? So you never come straight to me with that. Because I'm going to do this one. Okay, sorry. One kid was up here.
I'll give you some water.
Or Kahini. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because, again, no trick now, make no mistake here. Also, I'm not trying to get on no paranoia. You the true and living God, he's the true and living devil. You think, what? I'm not coming to you, man. What does it read say? So talk out in class yesterday. He wants to be when people obey the laws of this song. His way of acting is like those of the snake, of the rabbit. His who? Dude look just like him. Red and black. I'm taking on face like people. What's your name? Right. Why do we eradicate devil from us? Because you allow him to live here, staying someone else. Sting me, I have now bitten you, and my venom is circulatory in your blood. So you're the natural child. So we want to eradicate that by any means. Mathematics. Yeah, I'm speaking like that. That's really big. You got 3 different ideas. I'm about the future of what the school should look like. But check this one in. Can you hear me? Yes, sir. I'm about now. Get the floor back. Finish what we got to do here. We'll move on to that. Again, why am I speaking of that? Because everything has to be done from 1 to 9. I don't care if you could walk through the law. I'm telling you, it has to be from 1 to 9. That's the process. Now, what does that mean? That means, okay, first, let me make knowledge born what the idea is. 2, listen to this one. Here's where it gets hairy. Right? A lot of people don't want to hear no. I sure did. Yo, God, I got an idea. Look. Now, God, now, those people have got that good one. Right? It don't mean I'm not God. It just means that's not a practical act, it's not a practical plan. But I presented it before the people. You ain't got to like me. It's about these children here. That's what it's about. It's about him. And let me ask you, I'm not going nowhere. For blacks, not going nowhere. A lot of justice, not going nowhere. My brother's not going nowhere. You kid's not going nowhere. How about that one? Why are we not going nowhere? Because if we left this to you, not you, to those who proclaim to have our interests at heart, we prostrate and saying, praise the Lord. Yeah, we gonna hand it over because that's not my school. That's everyone's. We always come in. But what ideas do you have? Right? And why do I speak like that? Because again, you got the little weak words, yo man, you give something to the babies. Okay. I got a problem with that. They come to the table. Right? But here's one thing I'm not going to have. You're not going to cause no division or dissension. Not just little become. We're not having that. Objective means, let me see things clearly from here, not emotionally. I've been told, and let me say this in these words, and I don't like to use this word. I failed more times than some people succeed. Now, I understand God, the only thing God can't do is fail. But I tripped and I failed. More times than some people fail. And I'm kind of glad I did do that too, in some cases. Because it made me where I was. I understood that reality. Because along the way, my brothers were there making knowledge born about what to do now. So that won't happen again. That's real. Ain't no greater love than love. If you ain't about the love here, if you ain't about, see, love means this. Love means that sometimes I have to put this aside and give it to me, man, the way it's supposed to be given to me. So it's not always going to be, oh, please God, how you doing? Everything's great. Sometimes I have to make that's what you call it, sit down. But he ain't hurting me. I just need to give it to you like that because you need to know that this knowledge of wisdom will continue. I'm old, 2 bars old. We're not as old as the other gods who gave it to us, man. But it's our turn to give it to these children. To back up and let them, you gotta give them something. And that's what we're working on. But if you can't take no, if you can't take critical thinking, yo, God, we talk to you, sit down for a minute. Let me, yo, God, that's what you want to do? Nah. And we're saying that, and that's what it is, God. That's what it, like the old saying, 3 people tell you to duck the whole nation, telling you need to parlay on that, then parlay. Whatever that might be. Where everything has to be rooted and grounded within the signs of living mathematics. When you get up here and you're speaking, let it be rooted in that. I don't care, you be critical, talk about this what needs to be done, and I think X, Y, Z. But I'm not up here talking about, I told a few people that you ain't nothing. I'm tired of you, and you don't know. Have a seat. What's going to be doing here, man? That's how Yahweh stepped before his undertaking. Right? So we're here, right, to continue, kind of back. We're here, Sabu, y'all got to put these papers back there in the school. before I conclude, right? Yeah, okay. One more.
Peace. I just want to say one thing. We got the 5% newspaper back here, our paper. Everybody in this audience should have a paper. We support our own.
Okay.
Stop shoving them down.
Got you. That's my brother. You bring it back, I'm gonna be through. Let me say something to you. Like God said, the reason why I bring this up, and I'm gonna bow out, because when I was away, I finally seen the validity and power of faith. How? Because I seen people take transformative direction in their life. God and then refusing not to come back into it. Going on to become successful. I see, understanding means to what? Right. Showing up, showing here, showing there. I said, let me come out this law library, and let me come out here, and then let me continue to do the job, and let me be among success. I got no time, I'm not, yo God, listen to me, Bible says nothing else in my bill. Listen to this one. It is about principle, not personality. It's about getting the job done. It's not about, look at our stuff when you boys have. We care nothing about that. It's about the principle of things. And with that, I'm going to say, High Quad Law School. Hey! Who's that? Hey, bring it back, please.
Unique, supreme. One thing I want to bring up that something that we talked a while back was we had a long deal about, and on the technical side of Facebook. What they're doing now is I might know Warren King, and they're putting this picture on some kind of, some way they're doing it, where when you click on and you press it as a friend, then you get a whole lot of nonsense on your page. That's basically from the technical side, that's the technical side of the internet and dealing with stuff. Most of the people that's on the internet might know me because I've been sending pictures and I've been doing pictures. And what I was trying to do is give people pictures that you value. So I threw them over. And I put my Cash App up there. I'm not asking for no $20. I'm not asking, just give $1. $1 from 1 million people, we would have $1 million for this station. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking people to get up there and I know there's people that got talent like I do and can do the same thing. That's fine. But like they were saying here earlier, when we do that, we need to learn to add on with each other. So if I got knowledge of something and you got knowledge of something, let's add on and let's build. That's the only way we're going to become the overtakers, like they mentioned up here. The only way we're going to become the overtakers. Because if we start battling with each other, then that reminds me of the 4th degree and the 1 to 14. And I placed that on the internet because there was some person that I put the Cash App, take the Cash App down because it's like you know, how do you, every day, people buy cigarettes, people buy weed, people buy this. And there's a lot of us around here that do it every day. And you ask for $1 and you got a problem with those people. Imagine those stacks you heard about earlier. Not to say anything crazy about it. But imagine those stats that was mentioned, that those stats could be brought back again. And those stats could build that school. Imagine that. See, a lot of times, we get up here, and it's about I. I'm not about I, I'm about we. When I build, I'm about we. So if I'm saying anything wrong, catch me and tell me. it's not about we. It's about we, because if we all come together, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And everybody, see, don't take that as an attitude, because an idea is an idea until it's made manifest. An idea is an idea. It's nothing. It's until you make it manifest. So the way you make things happen is you come together and you build. Stop fighting. Stop having arguments on the internet. I see stupid stuff. I'm putting up pictures. No, I ain't doing that, God. Until I dropped something on that person that was telling me that he wasn't doing it. Say, listen, you know me. You know who I am. I'm not one of them fake guys on the internet. I mean, I gave up. Anybody got my pictures? Raise your hand if you got my pictures. Raise your hand if you know me. And that's just from building. You understand what I'm saying? That's just from building. That's all it's about. That's all it's about. It's about building. I want to see a day when we have a school like this. I want to see that day. I don't want to see a 5-story building. I don't want to see that. I want to see where we have a school, and we have an auditorium, and we have a gym. That's what I want to see. That's exactly what I want to see. I want to see a day when I can go in a computer lab, and it's a computer lab. I can get more than 12 people in it. And I say it to my young brothers and sisters that's coming here, that I'm teaching coding classes in here. Do you know the average coder, how much he gets a year? 117,000 a year. And I'm teaching that. And who do I get? I get 1 or 2 little young brothers in here in the classroom. Makes no sense. We got to get it pulled up in there. Because then when you build with them, they can take it out back in the world, and then we can get that million or whatever we need to have to build that school. What I'm seeing is that there's a lot of people, young people that's in here, including myself, that I have kids that done went to college and decided to go away from the nation. Why? Because you got individuals that don't know how to teach. Don't get in my baby face and start yelling at them. Don't get in my baby face and start telling them what I ain't teaching. Because I don't want to see that. And then when you got some brothers bring their babies around, now everybody want to get in their face. Bring your own. Bring your own. Bring them in there. Let them learn how to see what they want to learn out of it. Just relax. I got a young brother that I bring every Saturday. And to teach him discipline, he didn't show up at I told him the time is 10 o'clock when he's supposed to be there. He didn't show up, I was gone. That's discipline. Let him learn for himself. Now, if there's something that he want to do, he gonna beat it. So I said the first time I brought him, because there's a lot of kids in the community that you can talk to if you talk to their parents. You just can't grab them off the street like we used to do back in the days. Yo, come with me here and go with me here. You can't do that no more. You'll be arrested. And that'll be one of Yahuwah's rules and regulations right there. So you can't just grab them. You got to get permission from the parents. You get the permission from the parents and you tell them what you're about to do. Because some of these ladies out here need help. Brothers have disappeared. They have disappeared. There's a lot of people, a lot of the babies that now they telling them, oh, you need to take this pill so that you can cope with society. That's not true. If you sit a kid down and you start really building with him, you can find out all the issues. Some of them be hungry. Some of them, the parents in the house are smoking. Some of the parents is on dope. So you got to know how to solve the problems. And one of the things that I know from being in the nation of God's earth is that I am a problem solver. So the duty of a civilized man is to do what? There you go. So like a lot of my brothers come up to me a lot of times, and I don't mind you checking me, but I've been around here a long time. And I'm watching what goes on. And that's why I went to school, to get my Jews so that I could go out here and build and go inside where the devil is and take him out of here. So that makes me an overtaker, not an undertaker. I'm not an undertaker, I'm an overtaker. Like Allah Shah mentioned earlier. I am an overtaker. I am here to overtake the devil. I'm here to get in these schools and make some of our kids school teachers and principals so that we can start teaching in these schools. Because a lot of times, that's why I left the board of education. One, because I started going in there and teaching like I'm teaching now. Oh, you can't do that in here, bro. You can't tell this baby that. You can't tell. I'm going to make it look law that when you come in my school, I can be able to teach what I need to teach to save my babies. That's real saving. And again, they just did something when I was on Facebook today, where downtown, like they just mentioned, you can't smoke in front of the school. They made a law downtown. If you smoke in certain places downtown now, you're going to get fined. I don't know how many people are up on that, but I stay on Facebook. Sometimes I don't even add on to some of the stuff that people say because I don't deal with ignorance. I do not deal with ignorance. So you're not going to get me to add on because you said something about my picture. You like it or you don't like it. That's how it goes. You know what I mean? I have done a lot of things in trying to get the nation to come and see God. And the power of what we have now today, whereas we got buildings. We have buildings out here. There's a lot of buildings. Even one day, I don't think the last y'all gonna remember this, but he came to me one day, and because we used to see each other in traveling. And the last y'all was going to school or something. And he said, yo, you know what, God? And you mentioned that. You know what, God? You know, a lot of times we got to go through trials and tribulations in order to see the light. At that time, I didn't come to here, but I see how Allah Shah changed up. I could hear his social skills. I could hear how he speaks. I could see that he talked in front of an audience because there's a lot of people that can't even elaborate in front of an audience without a curse word coming out their mouth. But you know, in big business, where you making millions, and we got to start showing that, is that when we get together, it's not an argument, it's about a bill. It is not an argument. I'm going to repeat that. It is not an argument, but about a bill. Because if it was about an argument, I'd been left here a long time ago. But it's what you got in your heart. So I hope one day that the stats we was talking about, and I heard the stats and all that, I hope that one day we all can come together for those stats. Now I haven't put out, and I put it out on my page that I wanted to do a video, but I didn't explain what it was for. But today I'm going to explain that what it's for. We need gold in order to make things happen. Am I right? We need gold in order to make things happen. Right? You can't just be talking. So if you gave $1, and these are people here gave $1, that's a new computer lab. And whatever else we got going on. But that would be a new computer lab. See, and I only mention computer labs because that's basically what I do. And that's where I hope that we can get some of the young people that's learning now to come in there and become some of the computer teachers. Tubar mentioned about Father Bouchon and Ramel. The way I got that computer lab is from Father Bouchon and Ramel. Because when I came there, the ceiling was dropped down, and you can see up inside the top of the area up there, and there was some old copies in there. So I came with the idea after leaving college, and whatever else I was doing, that I'm going to come back and I'm going to deal with my nation. And that's what's got to happen with our young, and not so much as the older people stepping off, but overseas. That's what's got to happen. Because in order to learn things from it, you got to learn from the old. So don't never discount the old. Because the old is the one that's going to beat the drum, so you will have the knowledge to understand what you have to do. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm one of them old dads. At one time I used to sit in the chair like my man God is sitting. Listen to everybody talk, and heard you talk the stories about there might be spies in here. And I'm always, my God is always up for that. That there is going to be an individual that he's got some negative plans. And that's how it be. But I'm ready for you, Mr. Negative. Because I'm going to throw a positive at you, and we're going to straighten that out. Because once you see who I am, then you're going to understand me. I'm not going to try to get at you with like you want to have an argument with me. I'm not an argument guy that's going to have arguments. I did that when I was young. I did that at 17. Brothers coming up to me and saying, well, how you see this? How you? What? Well, I understand that they have to happen. But if I've been around you 50-something years, what, don't you know me? Don't you know me? 50-something years, and you don't know me. That's a shame. That's ignorant. Ain't nothing. A teacher is a teacher, and the criminal is a criminal. I recently put up a post, and then I'm going to end it with this. I recently put up a post, and the post was, you got two sons. One of the sons is in jail, and the other son is going to college.
Who you going to send the package?
And I asked, which son would you send the care package to? Somebody want to answer that? Both of them. That was the answer. Both of them should get a care package because of the understanding. If you understand care, and they sit there in prison, and they not understanding that they thinking, ain't nobody care for me. Ain't nobody care for me. So if I send it to one son, you cared about him more than you cared about me. So what I'm doing is teaching you that I love you, my brother. And I'm going to make sure that you're going to be right. But when you get out of here, make sure you get an understanding of what you did. So when you come out there, know that I love you. But you got to start building. So the second time, it's not going to happen. But the first time, you got two sons. And you answered, right? You got two sons. Make sure you treat them both the same. And I got that from an old Grand Earth back in the days, because I had 4 daughters. And I went to actually I had 5 kids. I went to the Grand Old Earth and I said, let me ask you a question. I got 4 daughters. He said, hold it, stop it, right there. All those kids you got, treat them all the same. Else, get out my room. Just like that. And that came from Kusar's mother. Treat them all the same. If you start treating them different, then what's going to happen? Africans. I'm just going to say Africans. That's how deep my lessons go. I don't like going around Brooklyn, because if you, like Elisha just now said, you got to understand and you got to live it out. So why does the devil call out people Africans? It's the same thing when you're dealing with your family. You don't call nobody different. I light skin, dark skin. That was a conversation I was having last night. Damn that. If you go, if shit goes back down, guess what's gonna happen? All the blood that's running through your veins, they measure that out. You got enough to be called a black American, whatever they call it. That's what's gonna happen. You want to be down with the blacks. I don't care how light skinned you are. They got a thing where I deal with a lot of people in the Dominican, in the Puerto Rico. When it's dark, when it's light, when it's... What the hell? That's an African thing. If you go to church, and I told them, this is the last thing. I get around a whole lot of people and they get on my nerve with this Baptist, this here, you know, all the separation. I tell them, you know what I think? Religion separates you. You separated by religion. Oh, I'm this, I'm that. But now, guess what? when it comes to making that money, for the 10%, you got a funeral coming up, they all come together. Because I saw that recently. I had a cousin that just passed. But as I'm saying, one of the people in my family is a pastor. Go all the way down south and took over the church. How that happened? How that happened? All right? So, you know, basically these are just ideas. So if you see me posting on the internet, as far as the pictures, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build a computer lab for the children. Peace. Hey! Hey!
As you all know, we have to let go in order to make sure that we can have our allowance here. If we had our own, we wouldn't have to do that. That's why we're trying to collect gold to put something in our yard so we don't have to collect money to pay somebody else. Where we can have our own and we don't have to pay nobody because it's ours. Right? So now we got to collect money in order to make sure that we can have our parliaments. So we are collecting money today so we have our parliaments next month. So this is going around.
Basically, business will happen after going King Street.
For all those who do not know, we are divine name, born King of Law. Can I please ask everyone in the auditorium, I know it might seem to be a little uncomfortable, but can I ask everyone to come together in this middle row so we can see the power that we have and the power that we need to add on to. And as soon as we get situated, I'm going to start the bid. Please, if everyone can come sit in the center, everybody that takes pictures, I want you to come forward because the nation needs to see the nation's power. Because the power is in the people, and the people are the power. The days of mathematics and wisdom. Wisdom born is knowledge, all we is born of wisdom. Where are we? We're in 92. Look at these mathematics. Come on, y'all, gods and earth. If y'all can just come on and get in the center, multi-heat, righteous mathematics. I don't know what y'all is. If y'all come, get in the center, y'all, because they told you that some of the babies is full of the rest. You understand? So we gotta wake them up. Because who do we need? We need faith, right? Wisdom born, God's not born wisdom, my God. See, for me, this is one of my favorite mathematics, and let me tell you why. It's a little bit selfish, but wisdom is being born, that's born, and then knowledge is king. So it's my day! And you gonna feel me, you know why you gonna feel me? Because I know how to reach. I don't need no microphone. I know how to reach the thought centers and the senses that people use emotionally to be able to feel the power of sound that travels at 1,120 feet per second. Let me just start by saying, just a lost nation understood and received, ye are all gods and children of the Most High as the biblical revelation of our physical reality. Did y'all catch that? Or do I need to say it again? Now, you can read it again because in the January issue of the Bible Study newspaper, that's how I start my bill. And the reason why I start my bill like that is because those words that I use are an acronym for January. See, it's just a law nation now. Nobody can stop it. Nobody can block it. Because you know what they think we're divided, right? They think when you divide it, you can rename the fault. They think that they can come amongst us, trip us up, and then we're going to be lost because we'll be down in the dirt. But what they don't understand is that we are the rich soil of the earth that was raised from the dead by Almighty God Allah. But let me explain what the knowledge is. The knowledge is the foundation because that is what the Lord used to define who we are when he said ye are all gods. Who sound of your voice. So let your voice carry the word, because your word is what? Knowledge. Born!
Peace.
Your word is attached to your life. Now let me tell y'all something, man. I've been here. Years, months, and days. Don't let this fool me. I got history here. You know why? Because from the time that I got it till right now today, you know I can see in this audience brothers that I've known 30, 40 years! Let me ask y'all a question. You know this man right here? Divine Prince? You know when I met him, Jamaica High, you know what I'm saying? He told me the black man is God. You know what I did? I laughed at him. You know why? Because I was a different kind of knowledge then. I was in knowledge culture. The prime in the 1 to 40 as who was at 85%. Uncivilized, poor humanity. I was a slave, just power. I was one of the people who did not know who he was. I didn't know who the true living God is. But the knowledge and the culture, he said the knowledge is the black man is God. The black man is God? You mean these people been lying to me all these years? I'm 13. I was convinced that Jesus, his white blonde hair, who I do, was the Son of God. And then in my little feeble 85% brain, I said, well, if the son is blonde and blue-eyed, his daddy must be blonde and blue-eyed too. So the piece was magnetic for me was the knowledge of black. Let me say that. The piece of magnetic for me was the knowledge that the black man is God. So, Allah said that he would define us, his sons, I'm going to get to the daughters. He said, ye are all gods. But when he said children of the Most High, that's what he was talking about, his daughters and the babies. Because the daughters and the babies are the children of the Most High. Who's the Most High? Look at me. Y'all. When you see head, we're not talking about no Muslim ideology. Just imagine if you are the original man and you're physically birthed and you're self-created, and when you touch down on the planet and you look at the pristine waters of the Nile Valley region and you see there in the water the reflection of yourself, tell me, what do you see? Allah. That's why it's your name. But the only one that can give us the knowledge, purified, pure and simple, was the man who got to the knowledge through his own self-realization and exploration and introspection, which is the internal journey inside of oneself. Now let me explain something to you. When y'all call it the knowledge degree, son of man, ye who are all gods, that keep telling me that you civilized people, what you want to inside? When y'all tell me who you are, remember when we said father civilization, that means you fathered civilization into existence. And you gave not only the meaning of civilization, you the one who taught the uncivilized how to be civilized. Do you understand that there's a difference between being a father civilization and being a civilized person? I mean, how many people do understand that? Raise your hand if you understand. But don't raise your hand if you lie. Don't lie. Because in this room, the truth is what prevails. Now let me tell y'all the difference between a civilized person and a father civilization. Because your tool bag as a civilized person, I understand because you find it, and it's not a savage, it's a habit. But the father civilization, the God said the 1 to 9. Because the 1 to 9 dictates the reality of this planet. When I was a thought in my father's physical brain, and he beheld the beauty of my mother, I was born in one day. 270 days later, I emerged from the womb. Tell us how babies are created from a live air seed particle in the clot of blood. Let me ask you a question. How many gods in here got knowledge in the God science? Now we're talking about 20th century gods. Do y'all understand that?
So, when we was in the God cycles, the knowledge came before born. And it wasn't until we got to knowledge born, that was entered the 21st century, and two was in the first century. In the year 2000, all the devils told nobody said that. Because we had come full circle. You heard the brother mention this song? 2000 BC, we came full circle to 2000 AD. Do y'all understand the significance of that? That when we got to 2000 AD, you got to understand the significance is that devil now in so much overtime that that's why you thought his world was going to end. His expiration date was already in the 20th century because it was 1914. Right? But now we had come full circle to the year 2000. But let me take y'all back to this live SC part of the Fly Club. Because that journey is a journey that we've all experienced. Every single one of us that's sitting in these seats came through that degree of the knowledge. And what I'm saying to you who are all gods is that the Father and the Son is one and the same. And when Allah realized, right, that He was Allah in the flesh of His being, right? Because it's important when you add in the flesh of His being. Because then He understood the responsibility that God could never die again, and He had to remove and erase any thought of a mystery God and make sure that even when they came for His flesh, that God would never die, because ye are all gods, and Allah can't die. Why? Because of us. We are the gods. We are God in the name of Allah. Allah was God in the name of Allah. You understand the difference? So from Allah, God, we got the supreme knowledge of ourselves that allowed us to become, like I said, my name is born King Allah. It's 8 letters before I get to Allah. Right? So I'm born King Allah. 8 letters before I get to my Father. But the significance of getting to my Father is that now, as the Son of Man, I cannot be fooled. I cannot be used. I cannot be abused. I cannot be stopped. You can't stall me out. You can't stop. You know I'm so happy to be here today. The reason why I'm saying these things, the order that I'm saying, is because y'all think that I'm so excited to see y'all. I love y'all so much. No, I love y'all so much. You know, and sometimes it hurts me that I can't be here as much as I used to, you know, because I used to build at the Fort Greene Park. I used to build at Mount Morris. I used to build Roxdale Village. Whatever there was a build for a parliament, I was there. Because I understood that Born King is not a local God. Born King is a universal God. You see, you got to be careful when you say my name. Because I'm like, what's that guy? When y'all see that movie, they say, don't say his name. You want to Oh, Candyman. That's a movie, right? Yeah. But you got to be careful when you say my name. All right. See, because you can't use my name in vain. I'm not going to let you do it. Because I'm the builder who is. Check my work. I put work in, man. On all levels for this right here. And I'm continuing to do so. I can stop. I'm a little older. I'm a little wiser. But let me show you something. And I really want you to understand this. We are defined by the knowledge degree. We who are the gods are defined by the knowledge degree. Muslims are defined by his own self, the righteous Muslim, which is the knowledge degree, but it's the knowledge culture degree in the 1 in 36. The 85% are defined by the knowledge degree, but the knowledge culture degree is 1 in 4. Right? The devil, the rich slave makers of the poor, he is defined by the knowledge degree, but the knowledge degree is defined with the power degree, when who is the 10%? The rich slave makers of the poor teach the poor lies to believe what? That the Almighty true living God is a smooth, cannot be seen by the physical eye, otherwise known as mother.
LVG, I think this is the R05. Somebody use your car, y'all. If you're in here, you're gonna take it.
Okay, so let me explain this to y'all. Oh my gosh, I know which car it is. I know which car it is. Let me tell you now, hold on. I want y'all to understand 2 things. Who you are is not what you are. Did y'all hear what I said?
Yes, sir.
Who you are is not what you are. Right? So just like we all have knowledge today, right? And we all got righteousness things, right?
You say,
So does
They're talking about the church.
See, because when people started born, when the Lord made us from the dead, and we moved it was out of our heads, right? We became the 5% on the rise. That's what we had, right? And the world recognized that the foundational youth movement in the time era of Kansas, in the 1970s, that the foundational youth movement that was founded in peace was the 5%. Right? Is that true? I'm talking about from 64, right? From 64, right, to 69. And people spoke about the 5%, they didn't speak about us like we do and or an organization. They said, those are God! Right? But then, what a lot of us forgot, a lot of us, well, some of us who were there and loved the Lord and was able to share that space and time with Him from the time that He came home from Babylon to the time that they came for His flesh, they received some knowledge that other brothers who wasn't around didn't receive. When the Lord had spoken about how we are the nation of God's praise. But that didn't mean that we were no longer 5%. It's just like when we had names that sounded like they were Muslim names. What did God tell us in the 6th chapter? He said, change Muslim names. And it wasn't just that our physical names individually sounded like Muslims. Everybody thought we were Muslims because who is the